It's happened a few times lately, but you're a pretty high competitive guy. As a coach, do you like it when your players are holding each other accountable? Is that the best sign you can have of a bar that's raised high internally?
Absolutely. They said, obviously, it starts with the coach setting a high standard, but I think it's more powerful when the players are setting that standard. And I think it's really important that they hold each other accountable. And, sometimes there's outbursts. I think there's best to have those in the room. Sometimes it boils over and the guys show their frustration. But I think it's very important that the players hold each other accountable.
When that happens, do you, as a coach, are you like the parent? Do you try to make sure that they kiss and make up and they apologize, or you just let them sort it out?
I know they sorted it out right away, and I don't think. I think if the coach has to, he has to intervene, absolutely. But I know that it got worked out, and things were okay after.
Looking at your distribution of minutes lately on your blue line, you've put more responsibility on Kulak and Desharnais against some of the other team's best players. What have you liked about that pair, that they're out there a little bit more often now against other teams' top guys at times?
Well, I know last game against Calgary, actually, they weren't. But otherwise, we've relied quite a bit on them. I think they've been playing so well. I know and analytics are one thing, but you look at the expected goals against on pairs, and I think they've been doing a pretty good job. And I think the more minutes they can play, more effective the other pairs are, and you're not relying on them so much. So as of our third pair, I think it's been quite a long time now that they've been one of the best in the NHL, and I'm sure there's other coaches that feel that theirs third pair is the best, but I don't know, looking around the league, that there'd be two guys that I feel more comfortable with than Kulak and Vinny. So they've been playing very well.
Is there a situation with Stetcher you can sit him for too long? He played 2 or 3 games in a row and now he doesn't play.
Absolutely. We want to get him back in the lineup. When we'll decide. I think he's been getting better and better, just naturally, because he's getting more comfortable with his situation, our systems, and now when he gets back in, we've got 3 games this week, 3 the next week. I'm going to guess he probably plays 1, and if not 2 the following week. So we're looking at, probably 2 games, but we'll see how the team is playing and if guys need the rest.
Is it the same with the 2 centers, Ryan and Carrick, that you rotate them?
Yeah, they've been rotating, and it's been very tough because both of those guys have been playing really well. And to take one of those out, they're very similar roles. They have a little bit different attributes on what they provide our team, but both very valuable. And when we are getting one guy in the lineup and having to take somebody out is a very difficult decision for us.
So will everybody practice tomorrow, or will it be another kind of half and half?
No, we expect everyone back out on the ice, and today was we just played 5 and 8, and we're getting ready for another 6 and 9. That the guys who have been out playing high minutes, we felt it was best to give them an extra day off.
So, Kris, when players are arguing on the bench, it would be a lot worse if a player was arguing with the coach on the bench?
I have had that happen before, and
where was it, junior?
It was just in my past, and it's I don't know. I think they're emotional. Coaches are emotional, and try and obviously the biggest thing is how you resolve it, and can you move forward after that.
The problem, of course, is you always have the camera on the coach on the bench now, so you're trying not, keep your emotions in check. But when it's players, they can't hide. Too many games on TV now, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah, too many games, too many cameras. It used to be the coaches were on the, in between whistles, especially after goals. But now there's usually a camera on all the time. So, we obviously have to be very careful what we show and what we say.
Kris Knoblauch on the cusp of 100 assists. I know he shrugs that kind of thing off, but what's it been like to watch him?
It's been amazing. I watched him in junior, and now I'm going to see doing very similar things what he was doing in junior. now he's doing it at the highest level, and I think the entire team is very excited for him to accomplish that. You look at the three other players have done it. It's quite a list, and it's when that time happens, and everyone's going to have huge congratulations for him, and hopefully we're on the winning side on that night when that happens.
Kris, you mentioned you got 6 games in 9 days to finish the season. You only have 2 extra skaters right now, so it's not like you can rest all the guys all the time. Do you monitor minutes then in a game? Is that something you would look at, trying to limit some of your big minute guys to be down maybe at 16 or 17 instead of 21, 22?
Well, ideally we'd have games where we're up 5 going into the second or third period, so we can play them less and the other guys a little bit more and not run them in the ground. But we're trying to win as many games as possible, and if we're playing to win, which should be the goal each night we're playing, and if we're watching minutes, well, I guess our goal wouldn't be to win each night. So ideally we have those leads that we can push or rest some guys and not play them so much, but I think if we have to, if we're worried about how much they're playing, we can give them additional days off and not practice. And, I think the time as we head to the end of the season, we don't know. Maybe those games mean a lot for that division title. Maybe they mean nothing, and we'll just play it by ear.
Kris, you jockeyed your lines in the third period. You moved people around. Was that just because, or
just because of we played a terrible second period. We just needed to play the guys a little bit more who were playing well, and maybe spread our depth out a little bit more. I think that had a big part of it, and we're just trying to change the flow of the game, because the second period we weren't doing much well.
So when you play a team like Vegas is coming in, do you take a look at their centers and say, okay, I need Leon at center and Connor another? Is that something you look at?
I guess our strategy of going into that game, or how much are we going to play Leon and Connor together? How many minutes are they going to play? If they're going to play high minutes, then you're probably putting them on the same line. But if you're playing back-to-backs, it's much much harder to play them high minutes, and then we have to spread it out a little bit more, and we think about obviously what the other team has, and then again, do we have the last change, or are they going to be matching? And we feel the team's going to be matching, and they have a good line to match against, then that'll affect our decision too. There's just so many things, and we'll just go game by game.